Hi, and welcome to Something to Talk About. I'm Linda McNamee, and for the next hour, we are going to hear the story of a little boy and his mom who will not give up. It's amazing what parents can do for their kids. Anyway, before you meet my wonderful guest, I would like to invite you to give us a call this evening. We are at 781 270 9199. Or you can email me anytime, day or night, by emailing talk@bcattv.org. If you have a suggestion for a future topic, or if you have a question for our guest, just send it on to me and I'll make sure she gets it. And I would like to thank the crew for this evening. Chris Flaherty, who is one of the staff members here at BCAT, makes sure that us volunteers behave ourselves. So thank you, Chris. We have Jolie Atwood and Dominic Squilini, who have given up their Wednesday evenings to come and make sure that I behave myself. So thank you guys. And there are cookies. I always bring cookies because I love cookies. And last but definitely not least, I want to thank my husband, Paul, for Daddy Date Night. Hope dance class and the comic book shop run was all you expected and more. So, all my administrative housekeeping stuff is aside, I would like to introduce you to my wonderful guest, Gabriela Costa Daydi.
Yes.
How do you pronounce that?
It's Gabriela Costa Daydi. We use both surnames in Chile.
Okay.
Yes, that's why.
So you are from Chile.
I'm from Chile, yes.
And your vocabulary is way much better. My Spanish is what I learned from Sesame Street. So just relax, and we will make our way through everything.
Thank you, Linda, for inviting me, and let me tell Simon's story.
It is amazing. I did see the video clip that you had made. How old is that video clip?
It has a little more than a year. It
about a year old.
was made in August last year.
Okay. And we will talk about your son, Simon, or Simon?
We call him Simon. In
Simon.
Spanish, it's Simon. Yes.
Okay. Well, I want to pronounce his name right. So he has a medical condition, which is why you are here in Burlington.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about yourself, growing up in Chile, and what made you decide to come to Boston?
Okay.
And then we'll go into a little more.
I was born in Chile. I lived almost all my life in Chile. I am married about 17 years now. I have 5 kids. Simon is the youngest one.
Okay.
And we are here because Simon, like you told us, he has a medical condition. He has a genetic condition called neurofibromatosis type 1.
Wow,
It's
type 1.
Type 1. It's a strain condition that the most important thing is that he has a bad gene.
Okay.
That makes him generate tumors in his nervous system.
Okay.
That can happen anywhere in your body because you have nerves
Everywhere.
all over your body.
Okay.
And in any time of his life. Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the main thing of neurofibromatosis.
Okay.
This disease, this condition is in about 1 in every 3,000 persons.
Wow.
So it's strange, rare, but not that rare.
No, well.
But nobody speaks too much about it.
Okay.
The other main thing is that kids have these spots in their skin called café au lait spots.
Okay.
They are
Café au lait sounds like
light brown spots.
creamy coffee.
Yes, light brown spots on their skin.
When they have this condition?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really, you have to think about this condition if you have a kid with more than 6.
Okay.
Simon, 50% of the kids that have it because one of the parents has. And the other 50% has it because it's a spontaneous mutation. And that's Simon's case.
Okay.
Nobody in the family has it.
So it is genetic, but
Yes.
half the time it's
Because
hereditary.
your parents had it.
Okay.
And half the time it's because when he was just some cells, something happened and a mutation occurred.
Okay. Now
He will inherit to his, if he has kids, yes.
Okay.
He can.
So you had mentioned that it's genetic and his nervous system creates tumors.
Yes.
Are these tumors cancerous or are they just
They are
mutated
like
cells?
benign tumors,
Oh, okay,
but
benign tumor. Okay.
they can become bad.
Okay.
And the main place where the kids get them are usually the brain
Oof.
or the eye nerve.
Oh,
So he
okay.
has to be tested every year with an MRI to see if he has
Okay.
tumors in his brain,
Okay.
tumors in his spine, tumors in his eyes. Until now, he has nothing. That's great. But it's always, you have,
Okay.
you don't know
So
what
they
will
can
happen.
show up at any point in
Also,
his life.
kids can have these tumors called plexiforms that are very big, and
Okay.
they can produce very big deformities.
Okay.
It's terrible. And Simone has a very strange complication of neurofibromatosis
Okay.
called congenital pseudarthrosis. Okay?
Okay.
It's a condition that affects bones, usually long
Okay.
bones, and usually the leg. It's usually in
Usually
the
like,
tibia.
but his is his.
But he has a stranger one that it's in the forearm.
Okay.
He has this congenital pseudarthrosis of his left radius.
Okay.
This is a bone that
So radius is
the radius is the bone here,
Okay.
where the
Well,
thumb
there's
is. Yeah, here. Okay, the one
this one.
the thumb. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So he was
Getting
born
an anatomy lesson
yes.
at the same time.
just in like common words. This pseudarthrosis is a bone that is like not well done, and it begins to bow until it fractures.
Oh.
And once it fractures, it won't heal with anything.
Okay, so it grows. It's not
It's
like
just
rubber.
a weak bone.
just
yes,
kind of-
yes, like a
Okay.
soft bone. But he was born already fractured.
Okay.
Usually,
Now,
yes.
sorry to interrupt, but when you were pregnant with him, were there any tests done? Did you
No.
know he was
We
gonna?
thought it was a normal pregnancy.
Okay.
Nothing happened. We didn't expect it. Nothing. Nobody's sick in the family. So
Okay.
when he was 1 month old, I
Okay.
just noticed there was something strange in his wrist.
Okay.
It looked like a fracture,
Ooh.
but it didn't
okay.
hurt. So it was really strange. But the same
Okay.
day I noticed it, I went to take an X-ray, and
Okay.
that's when everything began. It was
Yeah.
yes, it was like a nightmare, because it took me just like I think an hour from I found this deformity
So
in his
it
wrist.
looked like the
It-
arm was broken.
It looked like the wrist was broken.
Okay.
So I just went to
And
the
knowing that
hospital.
he didn't have any trauma, like he
Yes,
didn't
it
fall
was
down the
strange,
stairs or
so-
anything. Yeah. Okay.
And the X-ray showed like the radius was broken. There was a fracture,
Okay.
but it also showed like there was a tumor
The
there.
tumor.
We
Okay.
thought it was cancer.
Well, yeah. Why
What-
wouldn't you?
Yes, and it was really strange. All the doctors there didn't know what it was, and there was an ortho that told us, "Don't worry, this is a congenital pseudarthrosis. It isn't cancer, but don't be relaxed. This is the worst thing that could happen to you." Just like
Just
that.
what you want to hear.
So,
Wow.
and your kid must have neurofibromatosis. I just hated him.
Yeah,
really
I would
hated him.
too. I mean, there's something called bedside manner.
Yes. So
you
I
know.
just went out there, and he told me, "We won't do anything until he's 2 years old." But I couldn't stay there, so we went to
No.
another doctor, and that doctor decided he would have a biopsy. So a week
Okay.
later, he was in the hospital for surgery for a biopsy, and the doctor also said, "Yes, this bone
It's-
looks like," and there was a tumor there. There was
Okay.
really a tumor. That's a benign tumor. They couldn't take it out,
Okay.
and there was a fracture, and
They couldn't
I-
take the tumor out
no,
because.
it involves the nerve, so it isn't
Oh.
so easy. And he was very small.
Okay.
It only involved the artery, so they couldn't touch it.
Okay, so it was like.
Just a biopsy, and that's
Okay.
all. And a couple of weeks after that, the spots began to appear.
Oh.
That he didn't
Now, do
have
the
it.
spots hurt?
No,
Or
it's just like you had a
like
mole, I
fra-
think.
okay.
Yes, but there are
mole
big,
or freckle? Oh, okay.
big, light brown spots
Okay.
on your skin.
Okay.
So he had all the clinical criteria for
Okay.
the disease. that's when we began to look for doctors who knew about the disease.
Okay.
Because
Mr. Personality wasn't going to help.
Neurologists are the ones that see this disease.
Neurologists, okay.
But we weren't happy with the ones we were seeing. They couldn't give us answers.
Okay.
And then we began looking for some ortho to treat him.
Okay.
And
what would the treatment have been? Just
we didn't know at that point. We didn't know, but we went to the Santiago. It's like the capital in Chile, with the best doctors, and they had a meeting with all the orthos that treated kids with problems in the arm.
Okay.
And they hadn't seen never a case like Simon.
Wow.
So everyone, there were like 6 different doctors. Everyone proposed something different. And some
really doesn't help you.
And some didn't even know about neurofibromatosis. So I said, I can't stay here.
Yeah.
I just have to look for more. And that's when I got to this Facebook support group. There was a Facebook support group for congenital pseudarthrosis.
Okay.
There was like 500 moms, but mostly it was like 498 of the leg, and there were 2 of the arm.
Okay, and you were one of them?
Yes. No, I was the third one.
Oh, you were the third.
So I talked to those moms, and both had had surgery here in Boston.
Oh, okay.
They had had a long history of a lot of surgeries with no healing, and finally had got here to Boston, and it was great. So I contacted the doctor. I wrote him. I told him, I'm from Chile. I need your help.
Yeah.
And he answered back just a couple of days later. So
wow.
When Simone was 8 months old, I was able to come here to Boston to see the doctor.
Oh, okay.
In the meanwhile, I also...
Now, did you bring Simone at that
I came
point?
with him. I contact doctors in Argentina, next to Chile. I contact some doctors in Spain, and other doctors here in America, and everybody told me they couldn't do anything to help him because he was born fractured, and it was a very extreme case, and they couldn't do anything. So the only doctor that gave me just like a acknowledgement and some hope was this one in Boston. I came here when Simone was 8 months.
Is this doctor at Boston Children's?
Boston Children's Hospital.
Okay.
Yes, he's been really great with us, really great. And I came here. He looked at everything, and he told me he could help him, but we had to wait until he was like 18 months to 2 years, because he needed him to be bigger.
Oh, okay.
For the surgery. So we went back to Chile, and then the second nightmare began because we couldn't afford the surgery. The surgery was really too much for us.
Right.
We couldn't have our insurance to cover it because it was in another country. So we after,
and it was also, I know, listening to insurance discussions here, it's always pre-existing conditions, and it's like
really, really difficult. And also the doctor asked me to stay at least 6 months here. So it's 6 months without working, 6 months in a different country. So it was too much for us.
Yeah.
And in a desperate moment, I talked to some friends, and we decided to make a campaign, a fundraising campaign.
Okay.
And we began it, I think, in August last year.
Okay. And Simone was about a year old?
He was a year and a half.
A year and a half, okay.
A year and a half.
Okay.
And that's when we created this campaign called Give Simon a Hand.
Okay. I like it. I love it.
I turned out with the name Give Simon a Hand. And it was really a love campaign made with only friends that would help. Someone who knew how to film, someone who knew how to take pictures, someone who would take over the social media, social media,
Facebook and Twitter.
Yes, so it was just like a love campaign.
Wow.
And we did raffles, we did dinners to raise money. We did so many things, and we were able, after a little more than a year, to raise almost $250,000. That was what the hospital asked for.
Wow. Okay. So that's just the medical cost, but that still isn't
No,
housing
no,
and
nothing.
okay.
Yes. And we actually don't know what's the final cost of the surgery because
Okay.
they only give you an estimate. You have to pay. I already paid a big part of it,
Right.
but
A lot of it is you have to pay
yes,
just so they'll talk to you
yes,
too.
yes.
So has the surgery been scheduled yet?
Simon already had his surgery.
Okay, is it just one surgery or is he going to
No,
need?
he had his surgery on August the 1st. It was a really big surgery
Okay.
called vascularized
Okay.
fibular graft.
Ooh.
It's really strange.
Yeah.
But what they did is they took his fibula, almost
Okay.
all his fibula. He only has one bone in his leg now,
Oh, okay.
with all the blood vessels.
Can he still walk?
Yes,
Okay.
and
All right, keep going.
they put this graft, his
The bone
fibula,
graft? Okay.
here in his arm to replace the bad bone.
Okay.
He was like 2 months with a cast on his leg, and 2 weeks ago he was able to walk again. Yes, he's walking
Wow.
again, so he's so happy.
I don't blame him.
So happy. He
Two and a
could,
half year old
yes,
not being able to be
yes.
mobile. I mean, 2-year-olds
He's so
run everywhere.
But the healing in the arm isn't as everybody expected.
It's not.
We had an appointment this Monday, and the graft isn't like sticking. It isn't healing. It's supposed the graft to stick to the
Yeah.
radius that,
Okay.
that they left, but it isn't happening. It was
Okay.
a small possibility, but it isn't happening.
Okay.
So the doctor wants to wait until November 11
Okay.
just to give him like a chance of healing.
Okay.
But it's like 70% possibilities it won't happen.
It won't happen. Okay.
And he has already scheduled a new surgery for that week.
Okay.
So I think he will have
Okay.
a new surgery. The doctor thinks like his radius was broken, fractured.
Okay.
His ulna, the other bone,
Okay.
grew bowed. His arm isn't like
Okay.
ours. His
Okay.
arm is smaller than the other one,
Okay.
and his ulna is bowed. He has like a bowed.
Okay.
So
Does he
thi-
have use of his hand?
Yes, because he began therapy very soon in his life.
Okay.
Because if he wore a brace since he was 1 month and a half.
Okay.
So if he hadn't had therapy, he would have lost all the
Yeah.
movement of his hands forever. So he does move his fingers.
Okay.
And he was used to this brace. He usually, when he began talking, he said, Simon, give me your hand. Give me the other hand. And he would say, no, Mom, this is my hand. This is my brace.
Oh,
Yes,
poor
it's
little
part
kid.
of his life.
Yeah.
But I think he will have a new surgery. And if that surgery doesn't work, they will do like another kind of surgery
Okay.
to just make one only bone here, and he
Okay.
will lose like the movement. He will
Okay.
he won't be able to move his wrist.
He won't
and
be able to
everything. Yes,
rotate.
but trying to save his arm,
Well, yeah.
because what we want is we don't want him to lose his arm,
Okay.
because if this doesn't heal it, they'll have to amputate,
Oh, wow.
because the arm won't grow.
Okay.
If he doesn't have a good bone, it will be more bone.
Okay.
It will grow much less than the other one,
Oh,
and he will have chronic pain. That's
okay.
what we don't want him to do.
Okay. Now, is he in pain
He doesn't have pain now.
Okay.
One of the things I asked the doctor is, why just don't leave him with a brace forever?
Yeah.
And his answer was that because he's not having a bone,
Okay.
it doesn't have like the support for the other bones. So he would luxate and
Okay.
have chronic pain forever. That's why.
Oh, okay.
So we had to do something.
Okay. So, if he has to have the surgery in mid-November, what are they going to do? Are they going to try to
They are
regraft
going to
the bone?
like clean the graft,
Okay.
clean the radius,
Okay.
put them together again,
Okay.
and try to put the ulna a little less bowed, so it won't
Okay.
traction the graft.
Oh, okay.
That's what the doctor wants to see.
Okay.
Yes. But
He's got a plan.
this means I will have to stay longer than I thought because we have been here 3 months. We are expected to go home in January, but if he has surgery in November,
he won't be ready.
He won't be ready.
Okay.
Yes.
So how long have they been able to tell you how much longer you're going to have to be?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. It all depends if
it all depends on the healing.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He says if this second surgery works, maybe 8 weeks after the surgery. But if it doesn't work,
which is mid-January.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's say that the surgery is successful.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a possibility of the tumors growing back in that arm or in other?
He has the possibility all his life.
Oh,
we don't know. That's why he has to be tested all the time.
Oh, okay.
I think the first 5 years of life are the worst.
Okay.
And then it gets a little easier, but it can be any time in his life.
Okay.
Yes.
If you mentioned the testing, if they find the potential for tumors, are there other surgeries or treatments or medical?
There are some trials and some medical trials they are using and that have worked to smaller the tumors.
Okay, because I'm thinking, cancerous tumors, they can treat through, radiation or chemo. Not that I want
some of the brain tumors or the optic nerve tumors are treated with chemo, and there's this new kind of medicine they are using to small the size of these big deformed tumors. Yes, and they have worked, but they are just not really approved by the FDA. They are in trials.
Oh, still trial.
But you are lucky because you have them. I don't have them in Chile. Yes.
We'll just have to keep you here.
Yes.
So, with Simon's surgery that he just had, with the leg and the arm, does he have physical therapy now that he needs to go through?
After he had his cast removed from the leg, he had a couple of sessions of physical therapy, and now he's okay. But when the surgery and the healing of the arm is over, he will need. But we are supposed to have that at home, back at home. Simon has gone to physical therapy and occupational therapy since he's 3 months old.
Wow.
So they are waiting for us there. Yes, they want us back. Yes.
Okay.
Everybody knows him.
Now, you mentioned that he had was it the entire fibula?
They took, yes. They only left just a couple of inches in the ankle with a couple of screws to the tibia, so he won't lose the ankle's movement.
Okay.
And just a little bit here in the knee.
For the knee.
But all between, he has nothing. It's strange. When I saw the first x-ray, it was like, oh my God.
Wow. Yes. So does that affect his mobility at all? I mean, does he still...
Yes, he just...
balance?
He doesn't balance well yet. I hope it will get better.
Okay.
But he always had motor problems. He uses these small braces on his shoes before the surgery because he fell a lot.
Okay.
So it's always been difficult, the motor thing for him.
Oh, okay.
He won't be a sport guy. No.
Basketball career is
but
over.
He can swim.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. There you go.
That's right. Yes.
So his physical, I'm just thinking of another guest that I had. His physical abilities are impaired because this is a neurological condition.
Yes.
Does he have other developmental or cognitive
He hasn't
issues?
had cognitive impairment, but mainly the gross motor thing is very slow in him.
Okay.
He was like 10 months old when he was able to sit down.
Oh, okay.
With therapy. He was like more than 18 months when he began walking. Okay. He was always delayed.
Okay.
And he was very delayed in his speech. He didn't,
Okay.
like babies, Baba,
Yeah.
he didn't do anything. But now he speaks more than his brother. So
Making up for lost
yes,
time.
yes. NF kids can have speech problems, can
Okay.
have learning disabilities, can have a lot of things.
Okay.
But every kid is different.
Okay.
I don't know if he will have difficulties at school. He's too small now,
Oh, okay.
but he is really funny and smart now. So
Cool. So, I know you may have told this already, mentioned this already, but before you came to Boston, were there any treatments that he had while you were still in Chile,
we
other
only
than
had
physical
no
therapy?
only therapy. That's all we had, waiting
Okay.
for the surgery.
Okay.
And he had physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy,
Okay.
all you can imagine. Yes, and he had several MRIs between
Okay.
coming here, but not other kinds of therapies. No,
Okay.
no.
Or any-
We're just waiting for the
Okay.
surgery.
I wasn't sure if there were other kind,
No,
you know.
no.
Okay. So, how old is he now? He's 2.5. When's his birthday?
January. Yes, so
Okay.
he's like 8 months.
Almost 3.
Oh, yes.
Wow. So, they wanted him to wait until he was 2 to be big enough.
For the blood vessels to be
For the
bigger.
okay.
Yes. It's like microsurgery, so they wanted
Yeah.
bigger blood vessels.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out what about long term? I know we already mentioned
Yes.
that a little bit, but I'm just wondering, is there the possibility for what would happen if one of the tumors was found in his leg? Whether it's the leg that was already used for surgery or not. I mean, what are some of the options?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No. Mostly all the tumors, they don't treat all of the tumors because
Okay.
they are benign.
Okay.
But I try not to think long term
Right. Okay.
because it's overwhelming. Knowing that your kid can have a tumor any time of
Right.
his life is just too much.
Now, you have other kids.
Yes.
How do they interact with Simon? Are they helpful? Are they...
Yes, they are just the best siblings he could have. Yes. Everybody loves him. It's been hard since he was born. So
Okay.
he was just 1 month. So 1 month he began all his journeys through doctors, hospitals, therapy. So they've been very involved.
Okay.
It's been difficult for the family. I think all the time of the fundraising campaign was very difficult for the family.
Okay.
And for the kids too. Just Simone was the center of everything.
Exactly. That's
And
what
they
I'm...
are kids. They also
Yeah.
want their mom.
Right.
I've always tried to be a very present mom. So just from the night to the morning, mom had to go to therapy. Mom had to be in the hospital. Mom had to be with Simone. And it's hard for a kid.
Yeah. And that's why I'm kind of
Yes,
curious
but
if
they are very good kids.
they're doing okay.
Yes, and they
Support
protect
each
him.
other
It's,
and...
it's amazing how they protect his little brother. Yes.
Excellent. Now, how involved were they in some of the fundraising? Are they old enough to be? You said your oldest daughter is...
All of the kids were in the first video.
Okay.
They loved to be in it. They
I'm
helped.
on TV!
Yes, they went out the street to sell raffles.
Oh, okay.
They love to be involved. Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Now, how are they were able to come here with you?
Yes,
For the
because my husband was sent here from his work
Mm-hmm.
for 3 months, so we could afford to come.
Okay.
The whole family. That's why. So.
How are they adjusting? I mean, do they have to learn English as well? Did they start learning English?
The two older girls, I
Okay.
think they knew a lot of English.
Okay.
It's been easier for them. The other ones are happy. They don't understand anything, but they're happy all anyway. The two older that are 12 and almost 10,
Okay.
they miss too much the friends. They like almost teenagers, so
Yeah.
friends are the world for them. So they miss the friends a lot.
Have they been able to like FaceTime or call? Or?
Yes, they call. Yeah, but they miss Chile. They miss
Yeah.
their friends. Trying to adjust.
Yeah. Are there any little bits of home that you were able to bring here?
I brought just like the favorite toys.
Okay.
Favorite toys. Everybody chose their favorite toys. And everybody's been so great with us here.
Oh, cool.
They have given them books and toys and even scooters for playing outside.
Wow.
So, yes.
So you are living in Burlington, right
Burlington.
now.
That's a great city.
How often do you have to go all the way downtown Boston?
It's really not the same. Sometimes every 2 weeks,
Okay.
3 weeks, twice a week. It's been really different.
Mm.
Now I don't have to go until November.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's great.
So how are you doing through all of this? Do you have like a support system to...
No.
Because you're like
Yes,
the
moms
one
have
who
to
holds
do
everything together,
yes.
so...
Yes, it's been difficult.
Okay.
I try to see the good side of everything. Thank God we have the opportunity to be here. I think we are doing the best we can do for him, and I'm so grateful for everyone that made this possible. I think Burlington is such a great city, and
I like it too.
we just got here because it was very difficult to find a house to rent for 6 months, and we just found this one in Burlington. And
Oh,
it has been
perfect.
great. We love it. We have the best neighbors.
Yay.
It's great. Yeah, we've been to every one of the events for the kids in the public library. We love it. It's like our second home.
Oh, the library
great.
is amazing.
You have so many good things, and it's so funny because I was the other day there's a big NF association here in
Okay.
America, in the United States, and the other day I was looking for some events,
Okay.
and I found out the Northeast Association of NF is
Okay.
here in Burlington. The office is here in Burlington.
Wow.
Bedford Street, like 5 minutes from my house. I think I can't believe it. I
Have you reached out to them
I
at
went
all? or-
today,
Okay.
and yes, it was great. So I think we're in the best place. I'm grateful we can do everything we can for him.
Excellent. So back to like some of your other children, have they gotten involved in different activities? I know you said your oldest daughter's going to school and she's making a few new friends. You guys were at the trunk or treat,
Yes.
so you might be going to a parade later on.
We're trying to
and-
do the most
just
things we
finding
can just
stuff.
to make life easier, to
Okay.
make the kids happy. It's stressing. For them, it's stressing to know what's going to happen with his brother.
Okay.
We're going, like I said, the trunk or treat the other day. We go to the parks a lot.
Okay.
There's the parade this Saturday, I think in Lexington.
Okay.
I try to do all the kind of activities I can with the kids.
How does the climate from where you were in Chile compared to
It's
here?
very different from my city.
Because I'm thinking, have you guys seen
Summer-
snow before?
No, I've never been in snow. There's snow in Chile, but not in the city I live.
That's yeah.
So
Well, Chile takes up like
yes,
half
maybe
of.
in my city it rains 10 days a year,
Okay.
and only in winter. Summer is hot, but not as hot as yours.
Yeah.
It was really a hot summer, and the days now it's like the cold I have in my winter.
Oh,
So
okay.
everybody says prepare for the winter, and I don't know.
You're like,
what
this
to
is
expect,
it.
because yes, I would just wear this in winter and a sweater, and that's all.
Yeah. Gonna have to
So-
get you a parka and
yes.
snow boots and.
Yes, kids are very excited about
Oh,
snow.
I'm sure.
Very excited about snow. Yes.
Cool. Now, do you have any plans for doing additional fundraising here?
Yes,
Or...
I think we will need more for the second surgery. I
Okay.
don't know how much it will cost. We have a GoFundMe page, but mostly we didn't use it too much. We
Okay.
mostly did these raffles,
raffles
and everything in
okay.
Chile. Yes.
Cool.
So
So if anybody who's watching
help.
has any ideas,
we have a YouTube channel.
okay.
Yes, it's Give Simon a Hand, or Dale una mano, Simón, that's in Spanish, but you can find it there.
Fun. Okay.
And
So-
in every social media, we have Instagram page and Facebook and everything.
And have you noticed in any of the fundraising that you have through social media, has it really been an international presence?
Yes,
Or
and a lot of different people with kids with NF contacted me
really?
because we talked about NF a lot. We
Okay.
tried to give awareness of NF, and there was this mom from Spain. There was a mom from the United States, another
Okay.
one from Brazil,
Wow.
a couple of Chile that asked for help and advice, and I think it's great to help another people. Yes, we don't have a big association like you have here.
Okay.
So in Chile, people are just like a little alone. And I've tried to
I think
study
I see a
lot
new
and-
career for
yeah.
you starting.
Yes, I think I'll have to ask for advice here and do something in Chile to help kids.
Well, you'll have to talk to the one down the street and say, hey, you need to open a branch down in Chile,
Yes.
and
It would be great.
I can run this
So
for
we've tried this campaign not only to fundraise, so we also try to awareness of
Okay.
NF.
you. Now,
And it helps a lot of people. That's great. And I hope
Yeah.
people watching the show can
I think so.
help too.
Yeah. So you're raising awareness through the media.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about, like, for instance, that trunk or treat, setting up a little information booth, or, you know,
No, I'm not in my country, so
you're not in your country.
I
yeah.
did things like that in my country.
That sounds
Yes,
so cool.
I did a lot of things. Stands in different
How do you-
schools, and
Is it just your
it was
network
so
of
many
friends?
people helping us. So many people that got involved. There was like these people who drive jeeps,
Oh, okay.
and they did a fundraising event for Simone. There were some people that made a football fundraising. It was so many things.
Wow.
So many people helping us. It was
That is cool.
really amazing.
I'm trying to think because we still have lots of time
Yes, and
to
he's-
chat. So
Just a happy kid. Just
Okay.
everybody says, "Oh, I see him and I
yeah,
can't not love him."
He seems
We
totally
had
unfazed too.
like a music event in Chile too. It was really great.
Like a concert music event?
Yes,
or-
like a concert event. It was
Fun.
so many things we did.
How much awareness does Simone have about everything that's going on around
He
him?
understands everything.
He does. Okay.
Yes. The other day he told me, "Mom, they took a bone here and they put it here, and I'm getting better now." I made a little video. It's in Spanish, but it was so cute. He
Oh, that's
just
great.
understand everything. And he's used to going to the hospital now. They have changed his cast like 10 times, I don't know. And he chooses colors every time. Now he has a United States flag cast.
Oh, really?
Yes, he wanted that.
I didn't know they had those.
They have anything you
They
want.
have anything, yeah.
Yes, so he's so cute.
Hopefully it's a waterproof cast.
No, it isn't. But
Oh.
he can't have the waterproof yet. The doctor said no.
Really?
Yes, no. So I just have to manage how to clean
Oh,
him. Yes,
yeah.
2 months, 3 months now.
When
No.
my son was in preschool, I think he's the same age as your other son right around the corner. He ended up fracturing his leg in the middle of winter time, and he had a cast on it, and thankfully it was a waterproof cast, because just trying to teach him mobility, and
No, it's hard.
it
In
is hard.
summer it was very hot, so yes, he would sweat a lot. But he just used to it. Sometimes he asks me, when can I take it off so I can go back to my home?
Oh,
Yes. It doesn't hurt anymore, he says. It doesn't hurt, so I want to go
Let's
back
go, Mom.
home. Yes,
I'm done. Let's
Yes.
go.
yes. But he's patient and he's really happy. He's a easy boy, really.
How did you get, I'm just thinking of my kids, how did you get him prepared for the surgery? Because the first time I brought my kids to the dentist, they totally freaked out.
He was, like I told you, he's been in like the medical things all his life.
Okay.
All his life has been, he knows he has a bad arm,
Okay.
forever. It's just like part of him.
Right.
So
But I'm
when
just
we
thinking,
started the campaign,
surgery and the masks and
but
everything.
when we started the campaign, we explained we're doing this so we can go and fix your arm, and he just understand it.
Wow.
Yes. So he knows we're here.
Okay.
Before we came here, I explained him a lot. We're going to United States so you can have surgery and make your hand better, and he knows it and he can explain it. I don't know how much he will remember, but now he knows. He knows
Probably not the details,
everybody's here because of him.
Okay.
He knows everybody helped him to be here, and he knows we're here for his arm.
The doctors and nurses at the hospital must have a blast with him.
Yes, everybody's been so great with us.
Now, has he started to become bilingual?
He knows the colors in English.
Okay.
And when we're talking, he sometimes asks me, "How do you say that in English, Mom?" And he repeats it. So
you're like, I don't know.
Yes, he knows the 1, 2, 3, I think, and some colors.
Oh,
and
wow.
he knows how to say hello and goodbye and I love you. Yes.
The important stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm looking at, some of my questions. Is there something else that we have not talked about that you want the viewers to know?
I hope someone gets help. This show helps someone.
Okay.
I felt so alone in the beginning, so alone with this condition. When you have a kid with special needs, or you feel very alone. And I couldn't find a support group like you have here. You have so great support group in United States, and the ones I found in Facebook, just not knowing the people, but just someone to talk about it.
Okay.
It was so great.
Oh, that must be helpful.
And I've studied a lot about FNF now. I've read books. I try to read the new things that they may have. And I'm happy that with Simon's fundraising campaign, I've been able to help other moms that have that feel the same way I felt at the beginning.
Now, do you feel that, it mentioned all of the research that you've done? I'm guessing that it helps you understand what's going through, what he's going through, what you're going through. But have you noticed at all that it's helping, kind of keeping the doctors in line, and you're able to advocate more for him because you understand it so much more, and you're not just taking the doctor's word?
No, I think it does. In the beginning, when he was just had the diagnosis, I would ask doctors in Chile and they wouldn't give me answers.
Yeah.
So that's why I began studying. And I also, when I came here to Boston when he was 8 months old, I was able to go to Alabama, to Birmingham, to see Dr. Korf, that's a genetist that only works with NF kids. He's studying to find a cure. Someday I hope there will be a cure. There's no cure now, but maybe in the future. And I was able to go there, and they made the genetic testing there. We only had a big suspicion, but we had the genetic test that said it was NF1. And I hope I can go and see him again. He was really great. He gave me all the answers nobody could give me in Chile. He was really great. And that's why I hope I can come and see him once a year.
Now, has he been able to come up here at all?
No, but I've been there, and I hope I can go before I go back to Chile.
Okay. Have you been able to share any of Simon's case with him?
Yes, I've been in touch since I came here. And when he had his MRIs or different questions I've had, I just mail him, and we're still in touch.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just reviewing my notes and
don't worry.
everything, and it's like, I think we kind of answered everything. So, okay. The surgery itself, because my question
Yes.
was, I was thinking that the surgery was to remove the tumor. The tumor is still there.
No, they removed it.
They
It was
removed
just
it.
like in the bone. It's like
Okay, because I wasn't sure if it was
yes,
incorporated
yes,
around the
it
nerve.
like
So,
involving the bone.
but
and
they were able
everything.
to regraft
Yes,
the nerves
and
and
everything.
the artery.
It's supposed to be okay.
Okay.
But now what we need is that those bones stick together,
Okay.
and that isn't happening.
Is it? I'm just wondering, the fibula is fine, but I'm just wondering if whatever was left of his radius, if there's any indication that there's some kind of genetic
Yes, that is
issue with
it
that,
isn't a
which is
normal
why
bone.
it wasn't
Yes, that's
feeling.
why it isn't
Okay.
sticking, because that bone isn't a normal bone.
So if it doesn't graft, could they use like screws or metal plates?
He
or...
has screws and bells,
Oh,
but they left the distal part of the radius where
okay. Like the growth plate?
the growth plate is.
Okay.
I didn't know the word. The growth plate is, and that part isn't sticking with the fibula here.
Oh.
The part of the radius they left here in the elbow that was like the healthy radius is okay. But the one with the pseudarthrosis with all the bad thing, that
okay.
and that's where the
And they can't replace that part?
no, because
Yeah,
that's where
'cause
the
That's
growth plate is.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can't take that part off.
all right.
Yes, that's the difficult part.
Wow.
If you take that off, nothing will grow.
Okay, and he would.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's complicated because of that.
It sounds really complicated.
It's really, yes.
So until Simon was diagnosed, had you ever been aware that this condition existed, or was it only
I've
as a
heard
result?
about it. I'm a pediatrician.
Okay.
So I've heard about it, but just those things you have heard, you learned about, but you have never seen.
Okay.
And that's why I tried to be just a mom, but
Okay.
it didn't work. And most of the doctors don't know about NF. And it happens
Okay.
here too, because I've talked to moms and everybody's, the ones that are dedicated to NF know a lot.
Okay.
But the regular doctors, not everybody
Okay.
knows about it.
So the person who introduced me to you, she had mentioned that you were a doctor, but she did not say
Yes.
what kind of doctor.
Yes.
So do you think because of your profession that has also helped,
A lot.
knowing which
Because
questions to ask?
Yes, I know what questions to ask. I've studied a lot. Maybe I can understand medical things
Okay.
better. And there are some things I just told doctors don't know the answers.
Right.
And I just know.
But hopefully you know where to go
yes,
to, you
and
know, you have a better...
yes, I can communicate better with the doctors and
Okay.
just make me not stop.
Right.
Just go on and look for the better thing. And maybe if I wasn't a pediatrician, I would just say, okay, just do anything with my kid. But I knew it wasn't
Yeah.
going to. I didn't want them to experiment with my kid.
I don't blame
You know,
you.
when a doctor has done one surgery, it's not the same that the one has done it twice or third or 10 times.
Yeah.
The first kid you have surgery, it turns out
Yeah.
regular. The second one, it's better, and the 10th time you do the same thing, it's great. So
Yeah.
you don't want anybody to experiment with your kids. And I think it was an interesting case, and there was a lot of doctors who just wanted to do something because it was interesting for them.
Yeah, and you're like, no, my
No,
kid is not a
yes.
guinea pig, not a
Yes.
test subject.
Really,
Now,
yes.
the doctor that did perform the surgery, I don't remember, did you mention that he had done surgeries on the arm
Yes.
before? Because you
He's-
said like most of the
He-
cases
he,
are...
He is
are legs.
specialized in upper extremity. So
Oh, okay,
he just sees different things, but
okay,
he's dedicated to that. And he
okay.
told me he sees similar cases to Simone, like everyone one every 2 years.
Wow, that
Yes.
frequently? That seems to be a lot.
One case in 2 years. It's
Yeah.
yes, because he sees kids from everywhere.
Oh, okay.
But he sees in Chile nobody knew it, so
Okay.
that's why we are here.
Now, right now, the only part of Simon that has been affected has been
Yes,
his
only
arm.
that. We've had brain MRIs,
Okay.
spine MRIs,
Well, I'm
and
just
there's nothing anywhere.
Thinking other
So
extremities.
I'm so grateful of that. Yes.
That is a blessing.
Yes.
That is amazing.
I hope nothing appears. We don't know.
Right.
Some kids have one tumor in their life. Some kids have thousands. So you don't know.
Oh, okay.
You don't know.
Wow. That right there
So
has to be.
I think the most difficult part is just to live the day.
Live the day.
And not thinking in the future. At the beginning, I only thought in the future.
Okay.
And I was going crazy. But now I just try to live the day and not thinking in the future, because you can't.
Yeah.
You can't be happy thinking in the future.
Right. I'm just thinking, how do you have like coping mechanisms so your stress does not affect Simon at all? Because you are his world.
Yes.
And if mommy's upset, how do you not show him?
I try not to, but sometimes you can't.
Okay.
I think this has affected the family. You try not to affect it, but
Right.
Simon is part of the family. We're just one thing.
Has your husband been supportive in
Yes,
his treatments and in Simon's treatments?
Like me being the doctor is like, you're the one who knows. You understand? Yes.
Right.
So
It's like, no, I need help here.
Yes, he tries to support, but he says, you're the one who knows.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard to be the mom. It's hard to be the doctor. It's hard.
Wow.
You do what you have to do.
Okay.
I think God gives you strength, gives you the force to do things.
God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle.
Some people say that, but sometimes I say,
I
you
can't
think
handle
I'm
this.
stronger than I am?
I
Yes,
know.
really,
It's
I'm
like,
not
wait a minute.
I'm
no.
not that strong.
It builds character.
Yes.
No, I like my character the way it is.
That's right. Please, no more.
So, do you have any plans for the upcoming holiday season? Because it sounds like you're going to be still in
Halloween.
Burlington. No, I'm even thinking Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes, we already have an invitation for Thanksgiving, so that's great.
Oh, great.
We don't have Thanksgiving in Chile, so
Okay.
we are looking.
Do you
up
have
to it.
turkey?
We have turkey for Christmas. We usually have turkey
okay.
for Christmas, so I'm happy. It's strange to have a winter Christmas. We have summer Christmas in Chile, so
Oh, that's right, because you're
I
south
hope
of
we
the
have snow for Christmas. That's what the kids want. So
They're predicting a
Yes.
pretty snowy
like I
winter.
told you before, we're not here because of a happy cause,
Right.
but you have to try to see the good things.
Find the good.
And we're in a great country, in a great city with great people, and just try to get the best of it. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Excellent. And you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
So, anyway, I know it's still a little early, but I think we've covered pretty much everything. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I cannot imagine having the strength to support your son the way you have.
Thank
That
you.
is
Thank you for letting me
phenomenal.
come here.
So I do want to thank you. And I also want to thank everyone at home for tuning in. I hope you found Gabriella's story and her mission to help save and help her son has touched you as much as it's touched me. So please, feel free to reach out. I do appreciate your kindness, your generosity, and I know Gabriella has as well. So if you do see her around town, be sure to say hi. And I think that's it for about now. So I will see you around town. Have a wonderful weekend and a great night. Good night.